Hi, my name is Zenzi. My chosen soul name is Zenzile Londolozi. These are Zulu words that mean you are responsible for what you've become, the protector of all living beings. This is a prognostication using evolutionary logic. Via the lives of Winnie and Nelson, Coretta and Martin, I'm here to tell you we've got another thing coming about the elephant in the universe and the Einstein effect as the she-Einstein of consciousness. Sometime late summer, early fall, and this is approximately, I'm not seeing the future, I'm sensing the current situation and prognosticating using evolutionary logic as a Carnegie Mellon degreed philosopher that we are about to have a neurodemic. I'm asking for a think tank of my own. This is a book by National Science Foundation's female leader for a number of years, Rita Colwell. All the money for the science. There's no money for philosophy. This is the problem we must solve. I need a think tank of my own. I've been reading all these end of apartheid leaders, civil rights leaders. I am certain I'm onto something big about not just consciousness. Once you've solved for consciousness, which I have, is the she-Einstein of consciousness, which has a lot to do with the elephant in the universe. And the philosophical, this is my own proprietary intellectual property, the philosophical hypothesis of bioelectromagnetism. Now, we're going to basically come to the end of the myth of normal. Gabor Mate. We are all traumatized children from the legacy of the whiteness thought tradition. And that ramped up. It was, local to, the U.S. South and apartheid South Africa. These heinous systems of racial segregation based on skin color. Come on. Skin is our largest organ. We are a failed species if we can't identify fellow members. And again, all this gendering language is what I'm talking about here as well. We need to become aware as an 8 billion human species of what consciousness is and how having a better, more precise, more fully body, mind, and soul integrated definition of consciousness, we have to go back into human functioning and redo the logic. We are not meat sacks with a brain that's reigns supreme. The men, with all their science has accomplished, the last 500 years of the whiteness thought tradition, which ignores one last book, indigenous ingenuity, our Turtle Island ancestors, which is the entirety of North America and a significant portion of what we call Central America. Turtle Island. How did these humans, who supposedly didn't have a wheel, although there's pictures in here of toys with 4 wheels, usually shaped like dogs and jaguars and really interesting toys. Okay, so they knew the concept. They just didn't decide to build vehicles. Interesting. Really foundational that we weren't living as, the term, and this is not my word, this is the quote, savages, that prior humans were somehow mentally not just deficient, but not even efficient. They hadn't even become efficient with their own brains. This is a faulty, flawed, and fraudulent paradigm. This whiteness, it's plantation capitalism. It started in the 1400s. This is from Ibram X. Kendi's scholarship. You can find it on LitHub. There's a guy in Portugal, and it's a great story. Read it from Dr. Kendi. And then I add on my own little twist, as the German that I am, a Dutch German. It's a portrait of me in the Rijksmuseum. That's what started this whole... my midlife metamorphosis, what have I done? Trying to throw a fizzy. It's incredible. Thing is, there is a body in a portrait from 1642 in the Rijksmuseum. That's what got me started on all of this. Evolution wanted this body, even though in our current culture, everyone's like, something's wrong with you. You are not attractive. We don't want to talk to you. Your brain is abnormal, atypical. Oh yes, #autistic AF. Nobody, including you, sees me as autistic, and I'm highly autistic. That's why I could pull all these things together and say, there's going to be a neurodemic. Towards the end of 2025, we're going to come to realize the significant amount of adults, especially in the U.S., of hypocrisy. It's going to be where it starts, because neurodemic, this is a problem with our consciousness, problem with our ability to control our own brains. Think about it. People in the U.S. of hypocrisy, living under privileged democracy, where just a few have everything, and most humans, despite being taunted that they're the most, privileged, abundant humans ever lived, they're miserable.